So we got some on-the-ground interviews from Fox News. This was during Super Tuesday, and they wanted to see, hey, what are these Republican voters thinking? Of course, you have Trump versus Nikki Haley. That's what it was. Haley has since dropped out. She was only able to win the state of Vermont and Washington, D.C. Trump won every other one under the sun. Now, she didn't endorse Trump when she dropped out, but it's interesting to hear these voters talk about what their thoughts are on Nikki Haley. These are Republican base voters. So first, let's go here to a diner in Allen, Texas, and I'm gonna let this clip do the talking for itself. This is really something.
NBC just reported that Michelle Obama has said she will not run for president.
Thank God.
Okay.
Yes.
Ainsley said, I would love the reaction from a woman in the crowd. And
I wouldn't vote for a woman, and especially, Nikki Haley. I'm just going to say this. She's probably menopausal. We don't need that.
Okay. She said, how about we vote for people regardless of their gender, just the right person for the job for America?
Bruh. When you are so extreme and so immensely sexist, even the Fox News host feels the need to clean up what you just said. She goes, I wouldn't vote for a woman. And then she goes, she's probably menopausal. We don't need that. Oh. And he's like, oh, yeah, what she said is, regardless of gender, you vote for who the best candidate is. That's not what she said. That's not at all what she said.
Ainsley said, I would love the reaction from a woman in the crowd. And
I wouldn't vote for a woman, and especially, Nikki Haley. I'm just going to say this. She's probably menopausal. We don't need that.
Okay. She said, how about we vote for people regardless of their gender, just the right person for the job?
Oh, when the Fox News reporter feels the need to clean up your deep-seated misogyny. Guys, we got to keep it real. There's a massive, age gap in this country in terms of the way politics is thought about. I mean, the older the people are, you go look, don't take my word for it. There's a lot of polling on this. The older the people are, go look at their thoughts on Israel and Palestine, right? Go look at their thoughts on gender dynamics and religion. There's all these things. There's such a giant gap. She literally said into a microphone to millions of people, I wouldn't vote for a woman. And this particular woman is probably menopausal. I shudder at the thought of what this woman's life was like and what she was taught when she was younger by her own mom and dad. To me, it stinks to the high heavens of indoctrination from a young age, right? Of a woman's place is in the kitchen. It's a caretaker, and you make sure the home runs smoothly. You're subservient to your husband. You don't make the decisions. Almost like that. You're semi-property type thing. That's clearly the way she thinks. I wouldn't vote for a woman, she said. You wouldn't vote for a woman? How many women are in this country? 170 some odd million women in this country? I wouldn't vote for a woman. All of them? None of them? There's not a single one? Jesus Christ. All right. But okay. I haven't even gotten to the worst one. This was just the appetizer, y'all. I'm about to give you the entree. All right, you ready for this? So we got another one. This one is, I don't think this is Fox News. Was this NBC? North Carolina. You got a reporter who's going to ask this dude his thoughts. Watch this.
What do you think of Nikki Haley? Did you ever consider her?
What I got to say, you don't really want to put it on.
Let me hear it.
Well, a woman's not going to be a good president. She don't have no balls to scratch. She's just going to scratch her head. All a woman's good for in my book is having babies and taking care of the house, but that's the old thing, but I'm old school.
So you never even considered her?
No.
Mainly because she's a woman?
Because she's female. I mean, females, don't take me wrong, females know what they're doing, but they still got to have a little bit of guidance. Trump would be the one to guide her through the
Told you. I told you that first one wasn't even the worst one. This dude literally said a woman's place is in the kitchen and taking care of the kids. The first thing he said was, I don't even know if you want me to say this on this camera. And then he let it all hang out. Again, one more time. This is wild.
What I got to say, you don't really want to put it on.
Let me hear it.
Well, a woman's not going to be a good president. She doesn't have no balls to scratch. She's just going to scratch her head. All women.
She doesn't have balls to scratch. She's going to scratch her head. Is there something about scratching of a ball sack that makes you more intelligent or fit to lead?
Good for in my book is having babies and taking care of the house, but that's the old thing, you know. But I'm old school.
I'm old school. Like, for example, I think women are inferior and basically property. What are you supposed to do this? Look, I have to admit, I'm the type of dude, I never put much stock in the idea of like this massive patriarchy that runs everything. You know what I mean? The idea that like a cabal of elite, powerful men have rules of like no women allowed in our club that runs the world, right? It sounds kind of goofy. It sounds like an overreach. But I will admit, I massively underestimated the amount of casual, deep-seated sexism there is out there. Like watching these two people, the woman saying what she said and this guy saying what they're on camera and they're saying this. So how many people casually agree with this? How many people are like, yeah, that's right. That's the way it works. Women should be in the kitchen, you know, pop out the babies, shut the fuck up, don't talk so much, listen to your husband, you know, let him make all the decisions. You're in no position to lead. You're female. I honestly thought that belief was like a 3% belief. 3 out of 100 people might say, yeah, that's what I think. But they found 2 in one day on a Super Tuesday, which makes me believe, what is it really? 30%? 20%? Something like that, right? Man, that's dark. This is so dark. I can't believe people actually still think like this.
The house, but that's the old thing, you know, but I'm old school.
So you never even considered her?
No.
Mainly because she's a woman?
Because she's female.
That's amazing. So even theoretically, if Nikki Haley had all of the policies that this guy prefers, and she's with him on 100% of things, whereas Trump's only with him on 68% of things, he's still like, well, she's a woman. I can't. Why would I do that? Not to get all psychological here, but I would love to know what the relationship was like between this guy and his mom, right? Or that woman and her dad and her mom. Like, what went on to make you think in such a warped-ass way?
I mean, females, don't take me wrong, females know what they're doing, but they still got to have a little bit of guidance. Trump would be the one to guide her through the What do you think?
They still got to have a little bit of guidance. Whereas Trump, he needs no guidance. He's got it all figured out, that guy. The guy who has to pay over $400 million because he committed 17 different kinds of fraud. Real intelligent guy who doesn't need any guidance whatsoever. Oh, man. Yeah, man, what a gap there is between what I thought people thought and how they actually think. Like, I don't want to overstate it. There's only 2 people, but then again, I thought we're at the place where nobody would be dumb enough to say something like this in public, right? We got 2 of them in one day on a Super Tuesday, which leads me to believe how many actually think like this. It's got to be a decent number, right? It's got to be a decent number. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.